Hi, Chelsea. I am looking at your presentation here. Looks like it was done in Canva, and I'm confused about how this is a digital guide using Gen AI. Um, it looks created for educators to teach indigenous communities. It looks like a presentation about teaching, working with indigenous groups, but I don't see the AI here. So this list of 10 resources is designed for educators interested in beginning to teach already indigenous students, especially. So it's got the resources. So you use this. So really it's just a digital guide for educators. Using Gen AI is to create this. I thought it was about using. So we've got the blanket activity. So I'm not sure how I think what you're going to have to do is walk me through, maybe with a video, how Gen AI was used to create each slide, because it's hard. It looks like I could do this, right? I could put this image on easily and just get that summary. That's easy. Um, this be pretty easy to grab this and get the summary there. I could search up these books on Google, right? I wouldn't need AI. Um, I mean, these are great resources, don't get me wrong, but let me look at your self-assessment because it's tricky for me. Uh, so I deepen my understanding how Gen AI can be used to applied educational design, but support cultural inclusion. So how though? I don't know how you did that. You're saying you do it, but I don't know how. Experiment with multiple strategies in Gemini to phrasing. So you're basically using AI to rephrase things. Examined ethical dimensions. So I don't know how you did that. So that's not clear. So this is a project where the output doesn't look like it's obviously been generated with Gen AI. So you have to put a lot of effort into telling me how you did this. I practice critical issue by curating, editing materials rather than accepting them. Again, I don't know how you did that. So you're saying you did it, but what did you do? And that's critical for this project. I know it's just like, what exactly to do? I compared notebook summarization abilities to Gemini's writing tools. Um, so how did you evaluate? I don't see a clear evaluation of strengths and design a guide that models AI ethical use. I'm not sure that does. So just how does it do that? So you're curating these you're curating these academic digital resources. How do you curate them using Notebook and Gemini? I'm not sure how you've done that. Um, see, putting links and visuals, that's not really a Gen AI thing. So I don't see how Gen AI contributes to that. Um, so you went beyond by by combining designing research and ethical reflection into a cohesive artifact. I can see how it can be reused, but I don't see how Gen AI contributes to that. And so Gemini was used to research, draft, and refine text in the guide. There's so limited text in that guide, and I don't see how much research. Like, how was it? What research was there? I mean, you could have used Google to find these resources. Um, I prompted it to simplify academic concepts. So again, I'd like to see those prompts. Like, what was the work done? Because and this it's really important because it's not obvious. And then summarize long articles and synthesize complex readings. But I don't see that. If I go to the actual project, I don't see like So basically, I don't know. Do you take this, throw it in, and say, "Give me a summary"? That's not necessarily like it's a use, but not. I'm not sure how it helped you to do that. So that's why maybe a walkthrough. Say you turn on Google Meet, share your screen, and do a recording, and tell me how these things, what you actually did, instead of generalities. Canva used, I mean, basically Canva does the colors on its own. I don't know. I documented AI prompts, but I don't see the documentation. And then annotated screenshot showing, okay, so I'm missing that. I don't see any annotated screenshots. But let me just see. Maybe it's in this. No, that's the project, right? And that's your self-assessment. So I don't see the annotated screenshots. So unless I can see how you specifically use Gen AI in this project, it just looks like you've created a very good presentation and then maybe ask Gen AI to find some resources and do a bit of summary of that. But it's hard to see why Gen AI was needed here. So maybe you could help me with that.